Well, welcome back. Artificial intelligence takes center stage here at the World Economic Forum. Activate's 2024 Technology and Media Outlook report finds AI massively changes behaviors and supercharges the productivity of consumers. Joining me right now is the founder of Activate and CEO, Michael J. Wolf. Michael, great to see you.
Great to be here.
Yeah, and when I was reading your report earlier this year, when you first released the Activate technology report, it was a lot about AI, and I know this is something that's really important to you. Talk to us about how it's being used on a practical level.
If we look at it from the consumer perspective, consumers are using it for everything from composing, from writing and composing, to creating their own music, creating their own media. The part that a lot of people are not necessarily looking at is how it's going to replace web search. So our research shows that roughly 13 million people in the U.S. are starting their web search today on ChatGPT or on Google Bard, and we expect that that's going to be almost 100 million within 3 years. So it gives you a sense about how challenging this is going to be for the search giants.
That's incredible. Do you see media companies increasing their investing and spending on things like IT and AI?
They are going to invest their spending on it, and they have another reason why beyond just those consumer applications, which is protecting their programming. So if you look in the music business, we've had all of these clones. Songs are being recorded. There's a song by Eminem using Eminem's voice that Eminem didn't compose, didn't sing, but has become a huge hit. And we're seeing the same thing with big artists like The Weeknd, SZA, and others. So they have to invest just to protect their own intellectual property.
Well, that's very frightening to me. Like, how do you protect it? I read a piece in the Journal today about how now there's going to be consequences for people putting, people's faces on naked bodies and, nudes. You saw that piece in the Journal today. So how do you protect what's real versus what's fake?
Well, first of all, it starts off with protecting their own programming and their own editorial. So the New York Times has already filed lawsuits. I think that the bad actors, there are going to be just as many bad actors or more than people trying to protect. I don't think that there's much that we can do from a technology perspective. It's much more going to be around people understanding it and knowing ahead of time that those fakes are going to be there.
Wow. Let me ask you about streaming, because this, of course, is something that you've studied so much and worked so much on. And I think it was last year's Activate annual tech report where you said people are going to have between 5 and 7 streaming accounts.
We're heading that same way.
Are you still in that
Absolutely. They may not necessarily be the same streaming accounts, but they're going to have them. And there's some reasons why they're going to have even more. One of them is all the streaming services are creating an advertising-supported tier. And there are 2 reasons for them to do that. One of them is because they want to get more subscribers. Second of all, those advertising-supported tiers are making them a lot more money. And the other idea, and the thing that we all need to keep in mind, is that there's going to be a lot more bundling. So Verizon has just released a new program called Plus Play, and you can buy Netflix and Max together for $10, $10 a month.
Wow. Do you still think, though, that people are going to have that many streaming services? Because I feel like if we haven't felt the full impact of 11 rate hikes and the economy slows down, isn't streaming one of the first things that people say, you know what, I don't need 7 streaming services?
People don't tend to necessarily trade entertainment for other things. Okay. Their entertainment budget, they continue to add. And these streaming services, part of the reason is that they want to see a show in one place. Now, they may subscribe and they may decide to drop once they've seen or they've binged a show, but we're going to have those numbers. The other thing that we need to realize about each of these streaming services is, as much as people say Disney is going to spend less, Warner Discovery is going to spend less, they don't have a choice but to continue to spend on programming. Yeah. That's what people are going there for.
And they're also going to need to pay for it in some way. Are we going to see advertising on streaming? Or we're seeing it already?
We're seeing it already, but the advertising-supported services are gaining a lot of subscribers. So you've got your companies, Tubi, which is owned by Fox. You've got 60 million users today on Tubi. It's all free. It's all ad-supported. And so if we look at the other streaming services, it's much cheaper with ad-supported. That's where we're going to see the world going. So that's part of those 6 services.
Tell me more about Tubi. I know you have been supportive and talking about Tubi for a long time. You were right.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Tubi is there's a lot of television, there's a lot of shows that people want to watch now that they're on Tubi. And this is one of the few places they can watch. And a lot of people remember old shows, and that's where they're going to go, and they're going to watch them for free. And it's going to become a major competitor. And when you look at Tubi, 60 million users, and yes, you compare it, a lot of people of Amazon Prime are watching, they view Amazon Prime for free. So free is the way that we're going to go. And Amazon Prime, expect they're going to have ads also.
What about bundling? Are we seeing now bundling on streaming the way we see it on traditional TV?
Yeah, what I mentioned earlier with Verizon, we're going to see a lot more of that. So that's what people expect. In the same way with cable, that they bought a set of services. In a lot of ways, they were paying the option value. Like, I may not watch this network, but I want to be able to in the future. I think we're going to see the same thing with streaming.
There's such a blurring of media and technology. I feel like now the media companies, the traditionals, are not just competing with the traditionals. They're actually competing with, Google and Apple and a lot of new entrants.
Every one of our clients that's in the technology business, one way or the other, they're moving their way into the media business. Let's not forget the biggest technology companies, Meta, Alphabet, they're mostly entirely, their revenue stream is advertising, which puts them directly in competition with the media business.
Yeah, it's a great point. Michael, it's great to have you this morning.
Great to be here in Davos.
Thank you so much. Michael J. Wolff here in Davos, Activate founder and CEO. We'll be right back.